Welcome to 1977. Saturday Night Fever was rewriting pop culture. We sadly lost the king of rock and roll, and one of the most iconic movies ever made its way onto cinema screens around the world.
Elsewhere, NASA launched Voyager 1 into deep space with 2 golden records, which contained sounds and images of the diversity of life and culture here on planet Earth, should aliens stumble across it. As yet, aliens have not made contact. Allegedly.
Nevertheless, the human race pressed on with technological developments.
And 1977 was the first time the average person like you and me could afford to buy a fully assembled computer, like this pet. Like this pet from Commodore.
Launched at CES in January, this was one of the first fully integrated systems, complete with a microprocessor, a monochrome monitor, and a cassette drive for data storage.
But Commodore weren't the only company dabbling in this market.
The Tandy Corporation launched their home computer through their Radio Shack stores, with predicted sales of 600 to 1,000 units.
But it proved to be rather popular, shifting 10,000 units in its first month. The dawn of the computer era had begun. That was intentional, by the way, for comedy.
1977 was the year my all-time sporting hero, Muhammad Ali, beat Ernie Shavers at Madison Square Gardens.
But back in 1977, the battle of TV recordings also made headline news thanks to 2 new gadgets that allowed you to record TV shows while you were out, so that you could watch them when you got home.
In the red corner is the Betamax from Sony, and in the blue corner is VHS from JVC.
Although the slightly smaller Betamax was of a better quality picture and sound-wise, thanks to JVC's innovation and low prices, they won the fight. It wasn't long before Sony Betamax was out for the count.
But the evolution of home entertainment didn't stop there.
1977 was also a big year for gaming, thanks to this, the Atari VCS console.
This was released to a flurry of excitement, and once we got hold of one, there was only one game we were playing, Combat. Until now, we'd only been able to play it at the arcades, but now we had it at home.
Sales far exceeded expectations, and the revenue meant that Atari could go on to develop more and more games, including fan favourite Pac-Man. And one simply can't mention 1977 without a nod to Her Majesty the Queen.
The 7th of June marked Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee. The nation celebrated with over 12,000 street parties, people lined the streets, and 38 TV cameras covered the historic celebrations.
Speaking of cameras, Polaroid this very year released one of their biggest selling models. The one-step land camera was described by Polaroid as the simplest camera in the world and was a snip at just $40. Well cheap, it appealed to almost everyone. Almost. My dad wouldn't buy it. Coming in, Queenie, let's see your cheesiest.
This was the best-selling camera in the US for 4 years, so it's easy to see why Polaroid chose to revive this model in 2017.
We'll get letters being disrespectful to the image of Her Majesty. I'm sure you can get hung for doing that, whatever is that.
1977 was not just a royal year for the country. The tech was pretty regal too.
Yeah? That's all I got.